All right, so I want to make sure we share this with you. This is coming directly from the White House. This is also coming from Harvard, and this is what's being talked about as far as what's going on with opioids and with the opioid epidemic right now. The White House just recently signed a bill, a 600-page bill, that actually follows what West Virginia is doing for the opioid epidemic that we're having, this opioid crisis that's affecting so many families and so many people. We've got to take action. They're following along with what's going on in West Virginia. In West Virginia, what they're doing is they're prescribing things like chiropractic care. They're prescribing things like physical therapy. They're prescribing things like massage therapy, acupuncture, all of these things to ensure that people don't have this happen to them, to ensure that people aren't being addicted to opioids. Obviously, we look at this and we go, look, this is a huge problem. This is a huge issue that we're seeing across the nation. But one thing that you don't notice that most people haven't heard about is this right here. That according to this research study that was done, this paper that was done here, that this Coalition for Safe and Effective Pain Management, the whole thing was they want to make sure, look, we want to reduce the role of opioids that's going across our nation right now. This right here, that 26% of the patients prescribed opioids become addicted after their first prescription. After their first prescription, that's 26%. That's over a quarter of our mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, families, coworkers, friends that are getting addicted to opioids on their first prescription that's coming to them. The other thing that happens is this, is that same research, the same thing that they saw is that, look, the demand for these opioids is based on the misconception that the pain, including chronic pain, is going to be treated with a pill. Like they're just finding like that's just not true. That's just not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to help our society and help people. That the opioids actually only provided just a limited amount of improvement with the pain when compared to other treatment options, other care options, especially whenever you look at the risks that are involved with that too. When we think about those risks, I mean, this has to come. Like we have to think about this. This is directly from the White House's page. And they're talking about the fact that, look, drug overdoses are now the leading cause of injury death in the United States. Same thing here that, look, 175 Americans per day are dying from overdoses. Over half of that comes from what's coming from opioids. Over half of that. Well over half of that. You've got to look at this stuff. It's all coming from our United States government. And what they're finding is that, unfortunately, that 26%, those 26% that get addicted after their first time taking the opioid, that's being prescribed to them, that's legally being prescribed to them, that they're getting addicted. And what they're saying is, look, these people are now 40 times more likely to become addicted to heroin. 40 times more likely to become addicted to heroin because somewhere along the way, their body had a reaction to it and they got addicted to this medication. And so because of that, now they're looking for that next thing that they can have. And unfortunately, 75% of heroin users in the first year, if you take a year back from now, if you took a year back, what they're finding is that 75% of those people started off being addicted to opioids and then moved into heroin. That's a huge number of heroin users that all become that way because of opioids. This is what we have to consider, is that 25% of all of those opioid prescriptions are given because of back pain. It doesn't have to be that way. It's so heartbreaking to me that these are things like we take care of in our practice each and every day. We help people with back pain. We help people with headaches. We help people with chronic pain. They've tried everything and nothing is working to get them fixed. And most people don't know this, which I'm sharing with you right now. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want you to know, like, it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to be addicted to these things because this is not the way that we want to go. We don't want to end up another statistic that is taking pills because of chronic pain. We don't want to end up a statistic that has these huge risks that are associated with what's going on there too. We don't have to be that. In fact, the Institute of Medicine, the FDA, and the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control, their guidelines all of them recommend non-pharmacologic approaches as the first line whenever you're looking for dealing with chronic pain. So most people don't even realize that. They don't realize that those guidelines are out there to help them. They don't realize that this is something that we as chiropractors can help with. They don't realize that that's what we do here in St. Louis all the time, right here at Vidan Family Chiropractic. We're helping people all the time with this very thing so that they don't have to worry about that, so they don't get addicted. In fact, Harvard said this. They said, look, if you've got problems like low back pain, you're wondering where to go, like you can get relief from a chiropractor. They can help resolve the problem. That's what they said. Chiropractor can help resolve the problem. In fact, they found this too, that not only is it a good place for an entry point for back pain and help with sprains, strains, it can also help with herniated or slipped discs. So if you're having problems with a herniation or a slipped disc, Harvard says you can go to a chiropractor to help with those things, which is fantastic. Look, chiropractic is great for a lot of things. This is just one thing that we can help with. Same thing here, and I love this. Harvard Health, they said this: chiropractors use exercise, we use adjustments, we use the things that we use in order to relieve the back pain, improve function, and help the body heal itself. Guess what? Your body is meant to do that. Your body is meant to heal itself, and Harvard Health is saying that very thing. It's amazing. I love that, because what we're seeing is that our chiropractic patients, they're using 55% less than non-chiropractic patients as far as taking opioids. 55% less. That's a huge number right there. When you consider all these things, we consider the White House is looking at that Harvard Health says these things. Whenever we're looking at these things, even just for people that are considering taking opioids for their pain, for their problem, for their issues, we have to consider the fact that, look, I need to find a place that's going to be able to help me with my back pain, with my headaches, with my neck pain. And like I said, chiropractic is so much more than that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. That's just part of it. If you're having those problems, you're here in St. Louis, Vidan Family Chiropractic is here to help you. We would love to be able to help you. If you're not here in St. Louis and you're not in the area, we know chiropractors all over the world, across the U.S., across the world, that we can help you, like we can direct you to, that are amazing people that will definitely be able to help you with the problems that you're having so that you don't have to be another one of these statistics. If you have any questions, let us know. We're looking forward to helping you.